The Dagger Goblin was just released. Question is, how good is he and how well does he synergize with every hero and every mini in the game? Starting off with heroes first, the Wave Master. This is a horrendous synergy because of the Wave Master's super. His super usually stuns every enemy, which is a good thing unless you're using the Dagger Goblin. When things get stunned, they will retarget on your squishy Dagger Goblin, which will get him damaged and get rid of his insidious ability. E rank since it's harmful. Natureborn. The human form. Human form is focused on healing and buffing energy. Heals are great for the Dagger Goblin, but they are percentage based, so he won't get that much from it, and he doesn't have a super bar, so the energy is wasted. I'll go C rank since it could work, but there are better options. The Deer form. Now this one is fantastic. Deer form super is still on percentage heal, but the heal isn't the main reason it's good. The Deer is a great tank, so its presence reduces the chance of things getting on your Dagger Goblin. The overheal gives an attack buff, which is very helpful to the Dagger Goblin's second ability, making it stack faster. And on top of all of this, the attack buff is double damage, so the more stacks little bro has, the more value he gets from the overheal buffs. Easy A rank, it simply just doesn't get better than this. The Skeleton King. This one isn't great for a few reasons. The stun and pushback on the Skeleton King will make things more likely to retarget on your Dagger Goblin, causing him to lose his insidious upgrade. And when the Skeleton King dies, his revive animation is too long, everyone will retarget away from him, leaving your Dagger Goblin exposed. Oh, and the Skeleton King needs KOs, which will be stolen by the Dagger Goblin and vice versa. E rank since it's harmful. The Grand Warden. 10 shields are fantastic considering this Dagger Goblin guy is so squishy and gets taken out very easily. And the attack speed buff with the shield is a nice addition if you can keep him undamaged, because it helps him get more kills for his second ability and apply more damage as well. B rank since it doesn't come close to Deer form. The Royal Champion. She doesn't provide any sort of protection or tanking, but instead needs one, so the Dagger Goblin is definitely not gonna be providing that. And she needs to get KOs for her ability resets, which means every KO the RC gets, the Dagger Goblin will be missing a stack. E rank since they will hurt each other. The Shield Maiden. There is a ton of reasons as to why this is a phenomenal synergy. First off, the Shield Maiden decks are full of heals, which means the tiny Dagger Goblin will survive for longer. Second reason being the low DPS the heal decks tend to have, meaning the Dagger Goblin will be the only one securing kills. And the third reason is the Shield Maiden's taunt is so crucial for taking attention away from your Dagger Goblin, keeping him alive for longer. I think Dagger Goblin will be a staple in Shield Maiden decks as a main DPS option, of course after he gets buffed. 100% an A rank synergy. The Monk. He's the GOAT when it comes to getting KOs, so he probably will leave breadcrumbs for the Dagger Goblin. I guess you could tank with him, but way better options exist like Maiden or Deer form. E rank since he steals KOs. The Archer Queen. She usually counts on ranged win conditions, so they can benefit from the invisibility. Having a melee damage dealer that needs a tank with Archer Queen is just something I don't understand. Sure, Queen can chip multiple targets for him, but the synergy is not that strong. D rank because it's kinda meh. The Barbarian King. That one is great. The King is an amazing tank with his heals, allowing him to survive for long times, and his shield will provide an extra layer of stalling for your Dagger Goblin to stay safe. And his super, just like the Deer form, provides double damage to your Dagger Goblin, helping him get a ton of stacks. A rank synergy, highly recommended. The Countess. She sucks at tanking because like she's low on HP and she zips around a lot, so the Dagger Goblin will be left exposed. And what makes this worse is that Countess needs things like Mega Knight and Ewiz, which stun enemies all the time and cause them to retarget on your Dagger Goblin. And on top of all of that, she needs KOs for speed stacks, so she will be stealing KOs from the Dagger Goblin, especially since her super targets the lowest HP troop. E rank since she will be stealing a lot of KOs from your Dagger Goblin. Now let's go to 2 elixir minis. The Knight. A great cheap tank overall that will ensure your Dagger Goblin will stay safe for some time, and under some rare occasions you might be able to fix a mistake and redirect something away from your Dagger Goblin with a taunt. I'll go for C rank. The Barbarian. Bro has no abilities, and besides that, they kind of fill a similar role, so I don't see why use a Dagger Goblin with him. D rank since it doesn't hurt nor help him. The Miner. They won't be interacting much with each other on the board, which is good for kill steals, but I'll have to say, Miner dissipating a multi-damage unit like an Electro Wizard or a Royal Champion is very much helpful to save the Dagger Goblin from losing his insidious speed buff. C rank. The Archer. While she does get speed stacks from killing enemies, she doesn't really harm the Dagger Goblin in any way. The main reason is because she gets KOs from behind while the Dagger Goblin gets KOs from the front lines. D rank, since she also doesn't really help him either. The Spear Goblin. Really the only thing I could think of is hitting a tanky mini with a spear so the Dagger Goblin can finish it off. I don't really see another use, so D rank it is. The Wizard. You might underestimate this one, but this would be surprising for you. The Wizard with anti-heal makes it easier for Dagger Goblin to take down things in healing decks where he would normally struggle to get kills. The TPS is low, so he will be splash chipping multiple enemies at once, and the Dagger Goblin would be the one getting the KOs. B rank, since it supports him in multiple areas. The Ice Wizard. Lower DPS than the Wizard, so it's insignificant for the Dagger Goblin. Also no anti-heal, but the slow can help the Dagger Goblin survive for longer. C rank, since I guess they work together. The Lumberjack. He can rage the Dagger Goblin, but besides that, like, what else can he do? C rank should be plenty fair for this synergy. The Skeleton Guard. He can tank up to 48 damage for your Dagger Goblin when maxed, and if both shields go on your Dagger Goblin, that's an extra 24 HP, which is almost double what your Dagger Goblin already has. That is a lot of tanking. B rank, despite it being one synergy, cause it's kinda OP honestly. Time for 3 elixir minis. The Fisherman. You could hook an AWIS or a magic archer with him to lower the chances of Dagger Goblin losing Insidious, but mainly nothing else, maybe other than having Dagger Goblin help take out hooked things since he does some nice damage. C rank, they work alright. The Musketeer. She pushes things away that otherwise would have gotten killed by the Dagger Goblin. Also she stuns them, so retargeting is gonna hurt your Dagger Goblin as well. E rank, since it's just no use. The Giant Skeleton. Low health tank, so he doesn't really work well with the Dagger Goblin as a tank. Also, the bomb will mostly kill things as it deals a ton of damage. E rank, as it hurts him in multiple different ways. The Swordsman. This is another case of two things filling similar roles. They both will be competing for KOs, so it feels like pairing them together will only inflict harm on one another. E rank. The Mini P.E.K.K.A. This one is a definition of a mixed bag. The first Mini P.E.K.K.A. ability is more damage, so it's not good with the Dagger Goblin because you don't want him stealing kills. The second ability is a bonus damage to stun targets. As you have seen, the Dagger Goblin paired with stuns hurts him, so it's a waste. The Dissipate, on the other hand, is great for stopping things like the Mega Knight or the Bandit and will save your Dagger Goblin's Insidious ability from the splashy supers. I'll go with C rank as it has ups and downs. The Dart Goblin. Another case of choose your win condition. You either want your Dagger Goblin to get kills or you want your Dart Goblin to do that, and having them both would be just a waste. E rank. The Bowler. Dealing 16 damage on his Clash ability definitely leaves a lot of stuff on low HP, which could help your Dagger Goblin get some kills on. Besides that, there is really nothing, so C rank it is. The Healing Ranger. That's an insane synergy. Aside from the heals being absolutely amazing for Dagger Goblin, healing on the Healing Ranger is a static number of 12 instead of percentage, so she is a great pick for the Dagger Goblin considering his low max HP count. And the anti-stun upgrade on Healing Ranger is very good with the Dagger Goblin because the Dagger Goblin is very squishy, which means one stun and he's out. A rank, always a great pick. The Valkyrie. Another mixed bag, as anti-heal and anti-shield could help your Dagger Goblin access the main enemy HP bar, but also she stacks attack speed and is great at racking up kills that would have otherwise went to your Dagger Goblin, and she would also benefit from the kills with her heal star ability, so I'll go with D rank on this one. The Golden Giant. One of the best tanks in the game, so Dagger Goblin will be safe for a long time, and the stun on his super only stuns something that is right in front of him, so it will retarget on the Golden Giant again anyway. C rank since they work well together. Now for 4 elixir minis. The Prince. You can push dangerous things like the Giant Skeleton or Mega Knight away from your Dagger Goblin. C rank should be fair. The P.E.K.K.A. She's plenty tanky, so that's a great thing for the Dagger Goblin, but she doesn't offer more than that. D rank since she might steal some kills occasionally here and there. The Magic Archer. His first ability makes it so he almost covers the whole board, and with the second ability he will be highly dependent on getting KOs, so it's a competition between him and the Dagger Goblin that your Dagger Goblin will always be losing. E rank since it's a very terrible synergy. The Battle Healer. As said before, The heals are very great with the Dagger Goblin, but there is more. The second ability grants a shield that reduces incoming damage by 33%. As you guessed it, A rank for sure, the Mega Knight. It's funny since he's a great tank, so you might think he benefits the Dagger Goblin, but it's the exact opposite of that. Mega Knight always frequently stuns things, so everything will always be retargeting and likely hitting your Dagger Goblin. A rank, since not using him is just better. The Electro Wizard. This one is similar to the Mega Knight, except it's somewhat worse since it makes even backlines retarget very often. E rank as well. The Witch. The skeletons are really nice to distract heavy hitters from your Dagger Goblin, and the third ability on the Witch, giving an attack buff to the Dagger Goblin when a skeleton dies, is very helpful to him to stack his second ability more often. I'll go with B rank. The Royal Ghost. Keeping your 3-star Dagger Goblin hidden with the Royal Ghost could be a great play if you focus on keeping the Royal Ghost on 0 stars. Upgrading Royal Ghost to 3 stars would cause things to retarget on your Dagger Goblin every time he goes invisible. B rank if you use him as a utility 0-star mini. The Bandit. She steals energy from things like Mega Knight or other bandits and E-Wiz, so that will keep your Dagger Goblin insidious for longer. The stun on the second ability isn't too bad because they will retarget on the Bandit again anyway, and her super dashing around will chip away most of the board, making it easier for your Dagger Goblin to get KOs. Overall, a solid B rank. Considering all these minis in the E rank, I would say it's clear why the Dagger Goblin kinda sucks. Probably a very poorly designed dude.